Well, welcome back. I think I started saying that before I pushed the button. To Algebra 2, Chapter 1, Section 5 in this book. And we're going to do Goal 1 and 2 together in this video. I think. We'll see. So this is a problem solving using algebraic models. Fancy math talk for word problems. Now we're not going to do everything, because do you know people hate fractions and word problems? And this is real early in the book, and I don't want you hating on the word problems yet. Also, the problems are harder if they don't go with the chapter we're learning, if they're just kind of out of anywhere. So we're going to do a few of them and we're going to skip a few of them. So, why do we hate word problems? What makes them hard? It's the words. So what do we want to get rid of? The word. So I'm going to read a word problem to you, and as I read a word problem over here, whenever I come to a number or a question, I write it down. And then I end up with just this and not all those words. So here's our problem. The bullet train, so this is a super fast train. Sometimes I never ever will stop for a second on a train track. You know, I won't like pause even though it's about to get, unless I'm going, I'm not on that train track. But my husband will pause if he can see like 5 miles in each direction, and he can see that the light's about to change and we're about to move. And I get nervous. I'm unlocking the doors, I'm undoing my seatbelt, and he's like, what? Are we in Japan? Is the bullet train gonna get us? I don't know. I'm just not gonna stop on train tracks. Okay, the bullet train runs between Japanese cities of Osaka and Fukuoka. I'm sure I said that in perfect Japanese. Do we care about any of those words? No, because there wasn't a number or a question word. A distance of 550 kilometers. Ding, ding, ding. That we write down. When it makes no stops, it takes 2 hours and 15 minutes. More numbers. We write that down. What is the average speed? So I put speed, question mark, and I said it's going to be my x of the bullet train. And then I think, what is a formula, the formula that relates distance, time, and speed? And it's speed equals distance over time. My very first job teaching science, I tried to get kids to remember this formula, and I said, what's a way we can remember it, like Roy G. Biv, or my very excellent mother makes pizzas, or whatever. And one of these kids looked at me dead in the face and said, dead science teacher. So anyway, I always think of that. All right, that's what I thought. This is going to be harder than I thought. All right, so now the other thing is, this mixed number is not going to work in our problem. So we need to turn it into one unit. And 15 minutes is a quarter of an hour, and a quarter is 0.25. So I changed 2 hours and 15 minutes into 2.25 hours. Then I sang the song, substitute, and I substituted in x for s. Now, a lot of you would just be fine writing s, but I've told you I'm a little dyslexic, and s's and 5s and 2s are all way too much the same thing, but x's are great. You can turn them upside down, you can flip them, you can do anything your little dyslexic heart wants, and it is still an x. So I made my unknown an x, I substituted in my distance and my time, and divided. Put a box around it. Ta-da! That wasn't so hard, was it? Here's another one. This one is about a faucet. You have a faucet, and the rate of a standard faucet, I'll read it to you. A water-saving faucet has a flow rate of, at most, 9.6 cubic inches per second. So I wrote rate equals 9.8 inches cubed per second, and wrote standard underneath with a question mark, because I didn't know if that was important or not. To test whether your faucet meets the standard, you time how long it will take to fill up a 470 cubic inch pot. So I have a volume of 470 cubic inches, obtaining a time of 35 seconds. Normally I would write that in the order it's done. Find your faucet's flow rate. Rate equals amount divided by time. Doesn't meet the standard. So that's not important. This is a red herring. We don't need this number right now. We'll use it later. We just substitute in after we sing substitute. 470 cubic inches divided by 35 seconds is 13.4 inches cubed over seconds. That is too slow. It does not meet the standard. And I think that's what's going on at my house. I have the slowest faucets. If I want to fill something to water a plant, I gotta go do it in the bathtub, because my kitchen sink, I'm gonna stand there forever waiting on that thing to fill up. All right, so then we're skipping to this one. So we're gonna skip all these other problems, don't worry about them. We're gonna go do example 6. A spherical weather balloon holds 175 cubic feet of helium to be buoyant enough to lift an instrument package to the desired height. The only thing we care about that was the cubic feet, and also that said it was a balloon, so we know it is a sphere. So we might want to draw a picture of our balloon. There it is. It's a weather balloon. All right. To the nearest tenth of a foot, what is the radius of the balloon? So I put radius equals question mark. Now R's don't flip so bad, so I left it as an R. The formula for volume that you learned in geometry, or if not, look it up. All these formulas are in the back of your book. Is 4 divided by 3 times pi times radius cubed. Now what do? I sing. Substitute. And for volume, I put my 175. Now I ask my question, why is R not alone? Well, it's being multiplied by 4 and pi, and it's being divided by 3, which is making a fraction, which is ugly, so I'm getting rid of the 3 first. So I'm going to multiply this side by 3, and this side by 3, and they cancel out, and I get 525 equals 4 pi R cubed. Now why is R not alone? Well, it's cubed and it's being multiplied by 4 and pi, so we're getting rid of those first. So I divide by both sides by 4 pi. These cancel out, and I get 42 equals radius cubed. Now, why is R not alone? Well, it's being cubed. What's the opposite of cubing? And you might not know this. It's the cubed root. It's like square root, but it's cubed. And instead of there being twins to get out of Arkham Asylum for the criminally insane, you have to have triplets. The symbol is this. You put a little 3 right there, and what you do to one side, you do to the other. We do these on our calculator. Go find the button that says math, which I think is ironic, because aren't they all math? So turn on your calculator, push math, and then you can either put number 4 or arrow down using these keys to number 4 and choose that thing that looks like a cubed root. Hit enter, and then you type in 42 and then enter, and they tell us the answer is 3.48, but they told us to do it to 1/10, so that's about radius equals about 3.5. Notice I said about equal and not equal. This means I rounded, that one means I didn't. All right, that wasn't so bad. Did anybody get a rash while we did word problems? Come back and we'll do something more fun and talk about Pac-Man with inequalities. Math is great.